Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is Sprinklebeard, and today we are going to be reviewing Hell's Fifth Seat, Gluttony. Gluttony is a really cool design for a champion in this game. So they made him an HP fighter, and this was kind of a recent change where before some of his damage was scaling off of his attack stat, and they recently decided, no, we want him to be an HP-based fighter, which I absolutely love and I think is long overdue for this game. I would absolutely love to see them do more things like this. Have some big, bulky boys that scale off of HP or scale off of defense rather than the same stats for everybody. So in terms of damage and roll in the game, we have some good stats here. So we have 23,000 HP. I should have compared this to non-HP champions, and I spaced on it. He has a good attack stat, and that mattered for when his damage scaled off of attack. His defense is probably a little bit lower because he scales off of HP, and that is fine. Not a huge deal. It might actually just be his magic resist. That magic resist is very low. Holy moly. His cost is 16, which isn't too bad, and his attack speed is 2.6. So for first off, his talent. His damage scales off of HP. After eliminating an enemy, increases his max HP by 6%, and it grows larger in size, stacking up to 5 times, so totals out at 30%. This effect lasts for 30 seconds. So he is a champion we definitely want to be getting the killing blow on if we can, or to make him his most effective self. The more times he's killing an enemy, the better he will be. His basic attack is physical, deals 100% damage to one enemy, scaling up to 110%. It's pretty average, right? Not much to talk about, but that's not where we talk about most kits anyways. Smash. This is his passive. Each stack of the talent has an 8% chance of turning basic attacks. So again, we can stack this up to 5 times, so a potential 40% chance at max level, or max stacks. Turning basic attacks into enhanced attacks, dealing 180% damage to up to 5 enemies ahead, and inflicting stun on them. We can encourage this chance up, so let's see, we have damage increases here, for an extra 120, so that would deal, instead of 180%, would deal 300% damage. Enhanced attack trigger chance granted by each stack, plus 1% plus another 1%, so plus 10%. So he would have a 50% chance. I'm sorry, each stack from the passive. He would still have 50% chance, yeah, I was right. 50% chance, to be doing this AoE attack, much like Abomination. So Abomination's kind of like the big brother to Gluttony. Gluttony has this really awesome looking weapon. I absolutely love this. This giant claw that he just throws at enemies. I think it's brilliant. No, this is his ultimate and it's on auto. So it's 1,000, which makes it a little bit harder for him to get to. Rips and kills one enemy in range with teeth. If the target is an elite or a boss, instead deals 500% damage. After casting the skill, recovers 30% of his maximum HP. Now, as we scale this up, he can recover up to 50% of his max HP, which would make him feel like nigh unkillable. And then here we get extra damage up from 500% up to 800%, so very, very respectable. And the cost of his ultimate goes from 1,000, scaling down to 800. So you literally take it from a long ult to try to get to, down to a medium ult to get to, which is absolutely awesome. Really, really cool, and some very high damage on it, and self-sustain. So a whole lot of good things in this guy's kit. Absolutely love it. And again, I want to stress him being a cost of 16, him being such a tanky boy and being a lower cost has some amazing synergy for you to get him out early. So Smash, this was his passive, deals an extra 20% damage to targets inflicted with burning. So although he does not have a burning in his own kit, there are things like Wrath that you would obviously want to pair him with, or things like Azoth or Ajax that could cause burning as well. Really cool synergy. There's plenty of champions in the game that do cause burning, so lots of synergy potential there for him to be doing extra damage to them. Extra HP, I do wish this was over like the 1200, but can't always get what we want. Still a very useful stat for him to get. Smash can hit 3 more targets and has extended attack range. That's just nuts to think about. A lot of things going in on this Smash concept, so they really want you getting that last hit and then just gobbling or executing things down as quickly as possible. Here we have a cost -2, so now not only is he a super bulky boy at 16, which I was just praising for being good, now his cost would be reduced down to 14, which would make him very, very scary to get out very early. Finally, his Awakening 5, when deployed, gains 3 stacks of the talent immediately. So again, his talent, I clicked on the wrong thing there. His talent here is him getting increased maximum HP and growing in size. So him starting off at 3 would give him an advantage, as well as his damage scales off of HP. So now each of his attacks has that quicker chance for him to be throwing out his giant rake of death. I don't know what we want to call it, a claw. His giant claw of death. Gluttony, I think, looks really cool. I was really excited when I first saw him. And then the fact that, oh, he can restore his own HP. He scales off of HP. Really cool concept for a champion. Next, let's move on to where Gluttony is going to be best at. Anywhere where we need a fighter / defender. So although he cannot block 3 units, his ability to instantly kill non-elite targets or non-boss targets is going to be very helpful. The advantage of him just randomly, instantly executing in a true execute, right? It is not, it might kill an enemy, or there's a 20% chance it finishes off. No, it is a, this kills an enemy. And then against elites, he just deals some really big burst damage against them. Gives him the ability to be in a whole lot of places. So in your campaign, in your Void Rift, anywhere where you need a fighter during these, he's going to be very useful. Especially his cost being 16 means you can also get him out early enough to respond to certain things. And then with his large HP pool, means that he should be safe enough to stay out and handle any situation that comes up. In the arena, there's plenty of arguments to put him in a lot of different arenas. Single target and sustained instantly come to mind. Again, for that instant execute on weaker enemies. Now, some of these enemies, I would argue, are probably considered elite and above. But his ult doing some big bursty damage to them would be very useful. However, he probably won't get the executing blow majority of the time because everybody's kind of hitting for that execution. So don't necessarily depend that he'll be getting tons of stacks unless you have him built really well. So in terms of build path, obviously we want HP percentage anywhere and everywhere that we can manage. And then we want things like crit rate and crit damage to get the most out of him. In the video today, I don't have gear specifically designed for him. I had him in a gear set of, cool, if I build him up, this is the gear I'd want to use, but none of that gear was upgraded. So for the reasons of this video, we're just going to show him being a big tanky boy and what his base damage could look like. And then it would be up to you guys to build him with the crit rate and crit damage, attack speed to make him his best version. In things like the flying arena and the AoE arena, I wouldn't bring him. Yes, you could put him in certain positions in the AoE where when he throws that claw out, it could hit more things. The thing is, we want more reliability. We'd rather Voltus hitting everybody very consistently than hoping for this % chance for him to be throwing out a claw, unless you can consistently get that chance up reliably. In raids, when we talk about the promotion raids, we don't want him in the marksman raid. He wouldn't be able to hit anything there, or I don't think his claw should randomly swing out and hit flying enemies. He would only bring him there for the EXP. In things like the mages, endurance, and melee, he's going to be amazing in all of these, because of his low cost and his high HP. That combination specifically just makes him really, really good in a lot of situations for getting him out early. And the fact that he's a fighter means he's going to be doing more damage than majority of your tanks. There is a small argument that some of your tanks are only a cost of 17 and can block extra. That will be up to you. Can he kill the target off fast enough? If yes, Gluttony's your better pick. If you need a true tank, a defender is probably going to be your better option then. Guild Boss. There's definitely a good argument where he could be great in Guild Boss. I would argue he's probably fantastic in Guild Boss. Him being an HP fighter, the more HP he has, that means he receives more healing from anybody else trying to heal him. So that's a benefit. He is self-healing in his kit, which means if in the pinch, if you have to spend his ult to make sure he survives, you could spend his ult to make sure he survives. His ult does some pretty amazing damage on it. It was 500 base, scaling up to 800, I believe. 800% damage, and then the fact that it can crit, very impressive. There's a lot about Gluttony that I really like. And then the fact that he synergizes with other nightmares, so you get Wrath at 2 weeks, that would be fantastic. You get Greed at 4 weeks, that is fantastic. You would have a lot of nightmares on your account. You would just need one more to get the max benefit of summoning them out. Artifact Material Raid, same thing. What's great is that because he's a big bulky boy, he could probably tank the boss very easily, and makes your healer's job much easier. Worst case, if he can't tank it and you need a true defender, I would still argue Gluttony could be on the wings of the boss, taking big old bites out of him whenever you need to. Tide is a very good place for Gluttony. Not only his high HP makes him difficult to kill, but his chance for AoE damages to come out with that claw throw would be very advantageous in Tide and would give you the ability to hit a lot of targets. And then his high HP makes him not easy to kill. So he would be perfect to be on the ground level, doing fighter things and blah, 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 blah. Resource Raid, absolutely amazing. The high HP means that you don't have to worry about him dying. A lot of their damages are pretty low. However, there are certain arguments for like squishier champions do have a chance to die. But Gluttony, and again, Gluttony and Wrath, can provide you some really good single target damage. So those high HP single targets, Gluttony could take a huge old bite out of them or burst them down relatively quickly. So absolutely love them in the resource raids. Gear raids. There's a small argument for Gear Raid 1. Obviously not Gear Raid 3. It's all flying, so we don't want to bring them there. For Gear Raid 1, you could either put him behind the wall or even in front of the wall and just have a healer constantly healing him up. He will probably do okay. Again, a lot of the enemies here are heavily armored, so it's not going to feel amazing. When it comes to Gear Raid 2, I think this is going to be one of his best places. Him having that large HP pool will let him tank. However, the charging golems do 60% damage. I guess do deal 60% damage of max HP to the target they're hitting. So you're definitely going to want a healer or a faster healer if you're going to expect for him to be the main tank. Otherwise, he can be on the wings dealing his damage. And then you would just unsummon him in between certain waves and resummon him out later. In the faction trials, in the basic trial, we often do need a tank of some sort, and Wrath can feel too squishy, so Gluttony could be a fantastic replacement. I only have him at 5-star at the moment, so unfortunately, I'm not able to demonstrate this properly, but it is something of note to keep in mind. And then in the Nightmare trial, he's absolutely amazing. There's a lot of times where there's a bunch of enemies, so him throwing out that claw would be absolutely fantastic for him to be doing AoE damage and hitting a whole bunch of things.
It is folly to stay here in the open.
All right, where is Senor Gluten?
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Terrific voice actor for him, by the way. So again, Gluttony is very easy for us to get out. Pardon me, to get out early and reliably. Now, I don't have a healer for him, and again, we don't have crit damage on him, so I do need to have some support here. Oh, that's right, I need Gear Ray 3. Well then, let's see how much he can handle on his own. But there's that claw heading up to 5 enemies. Absolutely feels amazing. And again, here he's just having no problem plowing through everybody. He should have his ultimate here for this dude. Nope. And then again, there's that claw just striking huge, big swings. Absolutely feels amazing. Loriander, welcome. How you doing, brother? But that should be a good showcasing for what Gluttony is capable of. Now, again, that was Experience Raid 3, which is not a great test for him. However, the point is there that his damage can be good, that his base damage was hitting around 25,000 with just pure tank gear on. I ended up putting him in my Brokir set. Where's Mr. Gluten? Whoa, that is not okay. Thank you, game. Fucking rude. There we go. So this was his gear. He did have a 42% crit rate chance, so not too bad actually. His health though, I have him at 5-star, and notice that in red gear he's gaining 45,000 HP onto his base 15% or 15,000 HP. So him going up to 23,000 by fully upgrading him to 6-star and promoting him, he would be absolutely amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this useful, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below. Helps out the channel a whole lot. If you want to join us over at twitch.tv/sprinklebeard and watch Venom give me aneurysms daily, join us Sunday through Wednesday. We stream pretty consistently on those days until I get overtime at work again, and then the schedule will change. Thank you guys very much for watching, but of course, until that next time, ta-ta.